Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Cloudsley. I'm a poet, sociologist, and a writer in many fields. I'm going to read a long poem of mine called Sueño hacia el sur, which means in English, dream to the south. I wrote this when I was living still in Britain, actually in Glasgow. I was a lecturer in sociology at the Glasgow Caledonian University. And I took every opportunity in the summer months to go to South America to undertake my research in the rainforest into the condition and situation of the indigenous peoples, and to understand their way of life and to learn about their basic belief system, which is to be found in shamanism, and to look at the way they lived in nature, which is so different from the way Western society and westernized people treat the jungle. I did this at a time when, living in the north, I had something rather like a sort of Mecca-like feeling about going to South America, and that's why I wrote Dream to the South. Now, I'm going to read some of the poetry first. I'm not going to give an explanation of the whole thing. I may stop as I go along and explain things. I believe that it's very necessary to explain poetry. Well, it can be very helpful to explain poetry, but it is not the essential aspect of poetry. Like music, you listen to music and you either feel it or you don't. Of course, you can study it and listen to talks about it, which can improve your understanding about the composer and about the music and so on and so forth. But the music itself stands on its own, and that is what you know at first. For example, if you pick up a book of Shelley's poetry and you read a poem that you never knew before, it will be full of references and subtle, complex thoughts that are not immediately available to you unless you understand what he's doing, where he's drawing some of his thoughts from. But my goodness, it doesn't matter. The poem is music. The poem is sound, association, deep feeling, intuition, and as also meaning, but not primarily meaning, really. Otherwise, you might as well write it in prose. So I'm going to read some of this poem, which is about this trip I took in Peru, in western Peru, the jungle area of Peru, from the lower Urubamba, which is a tributary of the Amazon, up the river, up to a place called Sepagua, which comes later into the poem. So here it is, the first part of Sueño hacia el sur. Whispering in levels of wondered air, wandering through stars of dreaming time, flying in oceans of magic perfume, called to the drug of transit love, breathing the Atman of all eternity's joy, joining with the world in ecstasy. Sweet is that endless hope in love, the soaring spirit, happy eternally. I dreamt into the flying vistas of cosmic truth, and I saw within and beneath the melancholy of all love and hope. I knew the entrance into uncracked harmony and love was open for the mind of blinding light. Seeing the world sprinkled in gleaming flame, the dream is real, flowing into glorious touch. Courage is sniffed in the air like certainty of love and beauty, smiling eternally. The origin is brought into the here and now. The divinity glows in all the earth and sky. There is no more possible, nothing else. All shimmering reality is on fire with love, flaring up again from the inner flame. Again and again the perfect spark, patterns of sparks, burst from the innermost centre of creation, in poetry and music and all strange certainty, towering in spirals of accelerating explosion, in multitudes of multicoloured flowers and rainbows, bursting as expanding fireworks in beauty, colouring and rounding and swirling and pouring, filling the universe's vaults with star-insane skies, expanding in sounds of infinite orchestra.